Welcome to the Operation Common Sense podcast, guys. We've got two extra guests on today, so we got a full house, and I'm going to let Matt do the introduction. Wherever you're listening from, go ahead and do the like and subscribe thing, and join in the conversations, comment on our socials.
Hey guys, we got Simon here, and we got Rob over here. So they're our guests today. They train dogs. That's what they do. They try and train dogs. So tell me, how did you get into the whole canine training thing? Like, what led you down that path?
Me or Rob?
Both of you.
Yeah.
I mean, Rob was looking for a dog because nobody's gonna hire looking like that. It's like, so they're like,
that's why I'm
so.
Yeah. I was like, how am I gonna have this dude work with law enforcement?
Waffle House said no, so he went on to go train dogs. Mel Mush was like, hey, you're a little much for us. And we were just talking about, like, I don't know if you guys ever been on Mount Mushroom, but how do they get so many fucking hippies in one place that apply to go work there?
In Georgia.
Yeah.
Profile, I guess.
My gosh. But he was too radical for him. So he ended up out training dogs. Yeah.
That's right.
So in your former what? Army?
Marines.
Marine. Okay.
Yeah.
Marine.
Both Marines.
Yeah.
So,
Nice.
and I mean, that's kind of what took me to dog training. Something I wanted to do in the Marines, but if you've ever been a Marine, the recruiters lie to you. That's what happened to me. So I think it started back in high school. My first job ever was working at a pet hotel. So
Oh,
I thought it was the coolest thing ever. They put me behind like plexiglass, and I would do doggy day camp. And I just make sure the dogs weren't humping each other, and they had me spray them with water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they did, you just filmed it and sold it.
So yeah, something that sparked something in me. Yeah. But no, I got into canine, like, I didn't think like being a dog trainer or canine trainer was like a legit job. But I ended up finding a school that took GI Bill, and allowed me to work with police canines and stuff like that, doing personal protection dogs. And, that's what helped me and Matt got in contact, training his dog, Duncan.
Rob, similar story?
How'd you get in that?
Yeah, kind of the same thing. I just wanted to work outside. I figured if I can work with dogs, be outside, then that'd be pretty neat. Like after the Marine Corps, didn't really know what to do. Can't really keep a job too consistently, and working with dogs is something I really enjoy. So
Yeah.
kind of just random luck to find perfect job.
What was it like that first time you actually caught a dog? Like the first time they
First time?
full send when that dog was like, hey.
People listening, catching means getting bit, right?
Yeah.
That's what that means. Yeah. So if you're not ready.
So I actually, I still remember the first dog I caught. It was this dog named Diablo. He was a personal protection dog in the local area. And this dog, he's like a little mal, but he was just stocked and heavy in the front. And I'll tell you, like, because you're around these dogs, like when you're around Duncan, like during normal day-to-day operations, he's like, oh, he's just a dog. But then like you see a switch flip in the dog, and like you're in that bite suit. It was like hot as hell in Georgia, and like I just hear this dog just losing his freaking mind. And I was like, because I didn't think it was gonna be that big of a deal, but like once you see the intensity out of the dog, you're kind of like, oh shit. And this dog, like, I remember like one of the things I told myself, I was like, don't fall, don't fall, don't fall.
Yeah.
They're like, dude, this dog hits like a truck. Like you would hear it just bam. Yeah. And dude, this dog like laid me out. It's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's intense. It's I mean, honestly, I think it's something you could sell it to people as like an adrenaline rush, like kind of like skydiving. Just get in a suit and get bit.
Hearing that dog close in on you, there's no way you can get away from him, right?
Yeah, you try running and you're like,
I got my dog in the studio. Duncan is here with us. So how about you, Rob? First time you caught a dog?
First time, that was not too many months ago. That's how I felt about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Duncan was the third dog that I got it by. Probably one of the really big ones that we were working with.
He was the best dog.
One of the bigger dogs that I caught with, and yeah, just to see how much the dog enjoys what they're doing, just and their intensity, and just watching them learn and everything was just an amazing experience.
Yeah. Yeah.
So for people that don't have any, like myself, I have no experience in it. How much good does the bite suit do? I think a lot of people wonder that because everyone's seen the videos, but like, if it's 100 without the bite suit, what percentage are you working with? Is it more pressure? Is it like an inch, like feel the teeth? Everyone wants to know that.
yeah. So You definitely feel the pressure. And I think like one of the things that I was kind of surprised by was how bad it freaking hurt. Yeah, because that dog's got your your tricep in their mouth. And we were just talking about some bite work we did with Duncan not too long ago. One of my trainers took his hand out of a sleeve, Kevlar sleeve, and he had like 2 goose knots like in his arm from Duncan's bite. So yeah, and you'll bruise pretty bad, especially your first time. It's kind of like what I tell my wife, your body's not used to this kind of trauma. First time doing it. I wish.
All that flapping around. Yeah.
But yeah, because
Like a freaking seal out of water. Looks like a seal out of water trying to get back into the ocean.
But yeah, like students and like people's first time, like they see how bad their arms bruise, but like you think about it, like you don't get hit on the tricep very often. So like when you get some trauma there, like you start bruising like crazy. And I've seen some gnarly, like, you know, just like their entire arms black and stuff. So
Oh, hell, when I thought my tricep was falling off, I came up to you and I'm like, hey, man, is this supposed to look like this? It flop in there, like, something's got detached. I think it's all blue.
yeah.
So that's with the bike suit on.
Yeah, that's with the bite suit. And I mean, yeah, it depends on like what dog's hitting you. Like some dogs know how to get in there and get that arm because we don't train them to bite a suit, right? We train them to actually like, hey, you're going and you're biting someone. So, and that's one of the, especially when it comes to again a patrol dog for police department ready. Like I can't have the dog equipment orientated. Like I need that dog like. First, it starts out as a game. We'll teach it as a game, but then we make it serious because at the end of the day, we want that reliability out of that dog. Like, hey, this dog is going to engage, you know?
So yeah, let's get into it. We've got a bunch of topics here. Let's start off in New York City, right? So Zohan, what a name Zohan is. Like, my guess is if you name your kid Zohan, you better not be no pussy, right? Because that's a strong name.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you better know how to fight. You know, it's kind of like if your name is Wolfgang.
Yeah.
You know, like if your name is Wolfgang, you can't be no bitch with the name Wolfgang. And Zohan's kind of the same thing. Although I think this guy might be a bitch. So, New York City's new chief counsel is a Al Qaeda lawyer, represented an Al Qaeda terrorist. Actually, this guy Ahmed Al Darby was one of the only ones ever released from Guantanamo Bay. But yeah, so the new legal eagle for New York City under Mamdani is a Al Qaeda lawyer. This Ahmed Al Darby was his client. I guess he was a planner of this 2002 attack on a French oil tanker at Limburg off the coast of Yemen. Nobody remembers that because who gives a shit about the French anyway? But nobody cares. Nobody remembers that. I mean, when you think about the attack off Yemen, you think about the coal, right? During 2002, I think all these ships were getting attacked either by the terrorists or the Somalis. But yeah, so that's that. Also, their new housing person said that white people are gonna have a hard time
Finding jobs or finding homes.
maintaining their homes because they're gonna make it. They want to make it where other folks can live there rather than white folks.
I got a buddy who's black and he lives up there. And,
Liar. Not with the stuff you say you don't.
so he was telling me, I saw him at the gym the other day and he told me that he can't afford to he can't afford to live there. And he's got like a decent job. And he's like, dude, I'm thinking about coming back to Georgia. Like I can't hang. But I guess he stepped into it right at the worst time. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, I mean,
I guess they're squeezing people out and then letting in whoever they choose, that's super weird.
here's the thing about affordable housing, right? I mean, I'm all for, like, yes, there should be affordable housing, right? But it shouldn't be prime housing. I mean, when you look at like New York City, okay, everyone wants to live in New York City. There's millions of people live there, but it's really an island of millionaires. You know, I mean, you can't. Your average Joe's not going to spend $20,000 or $30,000 a month in rent, right? And be able to afford that and the lifestyle and so forth and so on. So, you know, to say that everyone should live in Manhattan proper, like, you know, I just don't agree with that, right? I mean, there's affordable housing. It's Staten Island, Brooklyn, Harlem, wherever it may be. It doesn't mean New York City. You know, New York City is prime real estate. You don't buy real estate on a lake at half the cost because somebody says you should be able to. You know, there's a value. These people, these companies build these things, and there's a value to the real estate that they have, and it should be X amount of dollars. A mayor shouldn't be able to come in and say, hey, you know, it's not worth that anymore, right? Because we want other people to live here. You know, it just shouldn't be a say. So that's my 2 cents on Zohan. Also, he was complaining that he wasn't briefed on the Venezuela stuff, the capture of Maduro and his wife, even though they're being tried in New York.
Zohan was saying he wasn't briefed.
Yeah, he wasn't briefed.
When do we brief mayors?
I was going to say,
Well, yeah, and that's the thing, right? Because he was like, well, I don't have a security clearance. I don't have the proper clearance to get briefed. And people are like, you're a mayor of New York. Like, why should you be in an inner circle? Like, what makes you special, right? Just because you're a socialist and you think you should be involved in everything. I think his point was, well, if you're going to try him in New York, I'm going to be briefed on it. But that's still, like, that's a federal court. It's not a state court. I think their goal is to knock the administration any opportunity they get, right? And whether it makes sense or not, it's just another knock. Oh, Trump didn't brief me on it. Oh my gosh, what a terrible guy he is.
Because it incites anger and confusion.
Yeah. And it's going to the Venezuela thing, dude. What a operation! Like, I don't know if you read the details of that. Like, dude, it's crazy.
Old Delta guy that was on the team apparently.
Yeah, I mean, and it's crazy how like 100 feet off the water, coming in, coordinated effort where lights start going out in Caracas. Distractions, things are happening. These guys land, go grab them, get them out, and go on from there. No one killed. I think a couple of people injured. Maduro's security team, made up of Cubans. Interesting. What a cool thing. And you think about that of, okay, we can go in and grab your president.
That's a statement.
Like that, right? And you think about like, okay, like that would never happen here. No one's ever going to fly into the United States on helicopters, you know, and get into the White House and grab Trump, you know, and I don't forever see that happening here. But, you know, and the funny thing about this whole Venezuela thing is that all the U.S. liberals are protesting it. They're protesting on behalf of Venezuelan people that are happy. The Venezuelan people are happy that he's gone. The liberals in the U.S. are protesting that, hey, it's not right. You kidnapped him and send him back. So I guess they just don't want Venezuelans to be happy. I guess maybe that's what the liberals are saying. I mean, that's what I take it as, right? I think liberals don't like Venezuelans because they want to send back a dictator. I mean, but isn't that what's wrong with the world now, that you get people that they're upset on behalf of somebody else. You know what I mean? And that's what's wrong with the world. And so now you have a bunch of people protesting. They captured Maduro and his wife, where you have the Venezuelans that are happy. The people that actually have to deal with the bullshit, they're happy. But the folks that don't have to deal with it are upset. And it's like, okay, so who are you to get upset? Like, it doesn't affect you at all. It's the fact that Trump did it, right? These people hate Trump so bad, they would rather see a bunch of Venezuelans be unhappy, right, than to have a president have some guts to actually go do something. And that's an interesting thing.
Yeah, you would think if they cared that much, they would try to come up, rather than like protest, they would come up with an initiative to find good leadership or leadership in place until he gets back or whatever, you know, like whatever the case is.
Well,
but in fact, that action would be like, well, just go protest.
Maduro's not going to be going back.
Yeah, probably.
I think he's gonna end up the same way Noriega did and everyone else. But, you know, and then people are like, oh, it's all about oil. Well, yeah, I mean, oil's pretty important, right? And here's the thing. I mean, yes, we're going to get barrels of oil, but we also have, I guess, an opposition candidate that is going to be put into power there that the people like. So maybe spark some change. You know, Venezuela is pretty important. Between the oil, their oil supply, which is larger than Saudi Arabia, and their gold. You know, the downside is that the Chinese, Venezuela is heavily the Chinese. So that shit's pretty much fucked now. The Russians, they just had one of the sanctioned oil tankers that we sanctioned just got a Russian escort from somewhere in the EU, Ireland, I think, over to Russia. So Russia is obviously going to be butthurt, China. And I guess the point of it is, okay, if we can do this legally, then what happens? Like, what's to stop China from going and taking Taiwan's president and doing the same thing we did, right? So, but to me, that's the Taiwanese problem. Like, you got to figure them out. Like, I don't know what does that have to do with us. I don't know. Next on the list, I guess that's the question, right? Who's next?
Who's next for what?
Yeah, I mean,
The president?
well,
Who's next?
well, here's the thing. Like, if you took Maduro and his wife because they are drug kingpins and flooding the United States with drugs, there's numerous countries that fall into that apple, right? So who's next? I mean, is it?
Yeah, I also have like a weird, you pull one weed, two more pop up theory, It's like, just because we can this dude, there was probably like some other dudes waiting in line or just like waiting for their moment to be like, all right, well, now it's weaker than it's ever been. We could act now, So there's that element. But who are they gonna? I don't know. I feel like China's like the biggest threat to the entire world, personally.
I think maybe Colombia, President Colombia, next.
Well,
If there is next.
I saw an interesting point about Kim Jong-un. They're like, maybe he's not so crazy for getting nuclear arms. Because if he knows the United States could do something like that, I mean, does that mean other dictators are looking to ramp up their nuclear arms, even Iran?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that maybe you should get a Kim Jong-un fucking jumpsuit.
Well, I do like his style. I will make that statement.
Yeah.
Like, he is a hot boy.
You ever see the picture? You ever see the picture of him next to Hillary Clinton and they got the same outfit on? It is great. Yeah.
His outfits are nice. I mean, dude, he always looks sharp.
They're stylish. Yeah. I like his haircut too.
But
That kind of looks like Casey's almost. Maybe just a little bit more.
Extra fluff.
No, it's just not high and tight, but it's very similar.
you would get executed in North Korea.
Like if you did this, I'd be like, oh, that's Kim Jong-un right there.
Well,
Yeah. You're a president. How about that? You're a president of a country that has no fucking power, right? And that teaches the people that the Americans eat dogs. So, congratulations, you're a winner. Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't think North Korea's ever been a threat to anybody other than themselves, right? I think there's just a lot of talk.
Yeah.
Kim Jong-un isn't, I don't think they. So Iran's interesting because of all the internal protests right now, right? And I think that people are starting to revolt against the regime. And if I had to take a guess, I think Iran's going to be next. And it's not from a drug aspect or narcotics or anything like that. It's solely for the fact to overthrow a terrorist regime and replace them. And I think with the protests going on, I guess the protests are pretty large, and the government, if you would, is holding on, trying to hold on for power. I think they're next. I think with the U.S., a little bit of U.S. help, that could be bombing, it could be whatever, right? I don't think it'd be ground troops, but it'd be something to that effect to push them over the edge. Maybe some covert help to further these protests and really get organized. But I would say Iran may be the next one to fall. That's my 2 cents. And it's what a great time. What a great time, because if you ask most Iranians that you talk to, you ask them what the problem is in the Middle East, and most of them will point back to Ahmadinejad. Ahmadinejad was the problem in the Middle East, right? And now obviously he's gone, but the Iranian government is still an issue. And I think once as you get those guys out and you turn that around, you think maybe other proxies and so forth, now they're out on the island. Like, they don't have the power, they don't have the strength, they don't have the money, they don't have the organization, they don't have anything to do to attack Israel or to try and shut down our shipping lanes around Yemen or any of that stuff. I mean, how many times in Iraq did we see Iranians and Iranian funneled arms and people in Iraq killing Americans? Same in Afghanistan. The Iranians are all over the place. Syria. So I think if you topple those guys, you change the whole Middle Eastern dynamic. So to see if it sticks, that's the next thing. But I think Iran might be next. That's just my 2 cents. All right, so we're going to get into this because this is one of Casey's hot topics. All right, this is Casey's hot topic of the day.
Yeah. Minnesota tax fraud.
Well, that and the IRS, right?
Yeah, I don't like them. I swear, I think they're a private entity. I don't know if that's a conspiracy theory, but it kind of makes sense. It's kind of like the CIA. People think they're like a government thing, but they're not. I swear, I think the IRS is like a business.
I'm pretty sure the CIA is a government thing.
No, they're just funded by the government. It's like a private deal. They're just funded by the government to get things done.
Huh. Okay.
Right? Is that right? Thought it was right.
I don't think so.
I don't know. Maybe it's conspiracy, but
Yeah, I think that's part.
I think you're thinking of the Federal Reserve.
the Federal Reserve is a private entity, but it's called the Federal Reserve.
Yeah.
Say that FDIC. FDIC is a private entity. You know, it guarantees your money in your bank.
So another acronym thing, probably also private.
Yeah.
No, but it just I don't understand how we keep falling for the same tricks, I guess.
So go ahead and fuck up the IRS. Let's hear it. I mean, the Minnesota fraud thing is crazy. How much money is it wasted? These fucking Somalis, right?
Yeah, and there's people going to daycares up there, like knocking on doors, like, "Hey, like, are there even kids here?" And they can't produce anything that shows that a kid's ever even been there, but they're just like funneling. We are funneling money into it.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then no one gets in trouble, and you're like, dude, why? Like, what? It's just super corrupt, and it's super frustrating because people trust the situation. They trust the whole organization, you know. And that was, I don't know. It's just sickening, and we keep falling for it. I don't know.
I mean, like any major fraud, whether this is going to turn out to be a major fraud, I mean, it already is. You got to look at Tim Waltz. Like, what was his involvement? How much did he know?
Oh, he's got to push that retard card hard.
Yeah. I mean,
He's got to admit defeat on that one.
and that's the guy that was running for vice president with Kampala there. And then you got to look at Omar. Now, so I don't know if this is true or not, but I've heard this over and over. Did Omar actually marry her brother?
There's some strong evidence.
I mean, I think she even admitted that. Wasn't it like her fucking brother she married or some shit like that? For a green card or something?
There's some strong evidence. I haven't looked into it. I wish I would have prepared for it. I would have brought the receipts, but there's some strong evidence there.
Well, I mean, your subject's coming up next.
Yeah.
But like, okay, what the fuck's going on, Miss? You know what I mean? Like, you got Somalis running daycare. Like, who wants to send their kid to a Somali daycare center?
It'd be terrifying.
Yeah, I mean, do you know what Somalis do?
Yeah, they play by different rules. They don't even.
They fucking hijack ships and shit. Yeah. Like, I don't want my kid out learning how to do that shit. You know what I mean?
I think it's like a shipboarding in dock for them. That's at these
They may have a fucking play pirate ship in there. They're teaching them bastards how to go board ships. You don't know.
Well, did you see the sign on that daycare?
The learning what's about fucking learning, right? Yeah, yeah. But in Somalia, that may be fucking learning, whatever.
How did Minnesota get all the Somalis?
So I think there's some type of Somali immigration office or something in Minnesota, in Minneapolis, I believe. There's a reason why they've all gone to Minnesota, because it's not fucking climate. Right, the climate is vastly different Somalia than Minnesota.
I think that's hilarious, though.
Yeah,
You put a bunch of Somalis in.
yeah,
one of the
they
coldest
freeze,
places.
right? Yeah, freeze.
Where do we put them?
Please go
Minnesota.
Pretty skinny, you know. Here's the thing about Somalia: no one's ever beat them at their own game. You look at like Black Hawk Down. You look at all the times that JSOC has sent the SEAL Team 6 in to get folks. The Brits have had pretty good success over there, but for the most part, no one's ever beat these guys at their game. You know, these guys are decent, skilled fighters. They have nothing to do but to fucking shoot each other, right? So it's like baseball here, right? When you're a kid, you're bored, you go out and play baseball over there, they just go shoot each other. I think DJ Shipley talks about this, how they, hit this beachside bungalow looking for this one terrorist, and it was like a fortified position. They got lit up. Like, they barely even made it out of there. And there's been other instances where the SEALs have gone in against maybe Al-Shabaab or something like that. Next thing you know, like a bunch of them a few were killed, and they had all their equipment lined up and this and that they took from them. Like, so these guys are good. They're good fighters. They're not great at swimming, which was surprising that they would go hijack ships, right? Because you got to think, and you guys remember this whole piracy thing. What an inside job that was.
The Captain Phillips thing?
Well, not just the Captain Phillips, but all those ships that were hijacked. Captain Phillips, here's my understanding of Captain Phillips, right? And is that he was aware of the risk, because I think the protocol at the time was to stay outside a certain mileage area of Somalia, or you just go down around the Cape and around. But he didn't want to do that. He wanted to go closer, and he got hit. Right. So I don't know, but there were a few. Like I think the one that was notable was the BW Lion. I think they grabbed that. They ship somewhere 700 plus miles offshore, which is way outside of their typical, AO. They're just sitting out there waiting on a ship, and sure enough, the ship comes. Right, and you're in the ocean. Like that's not something you just happen against, right? And I think they tied it back to because what they said when the pirates got on board, they had the whole layout of the ship. They knew exactly where everything was. So they tied it back to an insurance company, and a maritime insurance company in London was feeding the pirates the layouts of these ships, and then the port agents, whether it be in Mombasa, Kenya, or wherever else they were coming from, were telling them exactly where they're going, what was on board, blah, blah, blah. So they do. This is a pretty big orchestrated type of thing.
Yeah, that's pretty sophisticated. It makes you wonder where they got the funding to pay all those people off.
Well, you got to think, 700 miles on essentially a fucking African canoe out in the ocean. You know what I mean? Like, if you couldn't swim, which I don't think Somalis are great or are known for their swimming abilities, like, you go down that far, even if you could swim, Michael Phelps is fucked at that point. Like, what do you think this guy is? And that's 700 miles. Like, something's going to eat you.
Yeah,
out there.
You're toast.
And so that's interesting. But yeah, so Minnesota, fuck this all again. Tax dollars. I guess they're tired of paying tax dollars. Here's the thing about the IRS. Even under Biden, when some of this started coming out of where your tax dollars were going, right? When they were, going to see if mice can be homosexuals or transgenders and all this other shit, they were spending money on. Dude was like, why am I paying for that?
Also tax fraud.
Yeah. They're sending money. I can't remember exactly where they're sending it to. They're sending it somewhere in Africa to see if, if so-and-so could be transgender or whatever, transgender studies, or India, they were helping people become transgenders or whatever, fuck that. Like, who wants to pay that? Like, why is your tax dollars going to that? Like, you should have an option. You should be able to select some options on where you want your tax dollars to go, rather than having these guys just willy-nilly fucking throw it all over the place, because it's corrupt, it's fraudulent. Here's another example of, and we pay a lot of dollars in taxes, and the IRS is pretty unforgiving, and it just goes to bullshit stuff. I don't know. That's just my sense, but I don't want to pay to see if some Indian kid can be a fucking transgender.
I'd pay for it.
You would pay for the after. As
It's never been done.
You would pay for, like, hey, after they found out that, hey, this one could be, and then send them over to Simon, right? Simon will ruin awarding from here. But, like, don't we have bigger things as a country to pay for? Like, how about, let's revamp the fucking VA.
Absolutely.
Let's do something for the country. But that goes back to the whole America first, and, that so many people are against. Like, how are you against America first? Like, I don't understand that either. Like, if you don't want to live here, you don't have to. You're not forced to be here. You can go to fuck somewhere else. If you're not all about, America succeeding, then just leave. Don't protest it. Whatever else, you know what I mean? Just fucking go. Take your shit and go. And it's like, go where the fuck you want to go, and go be happy. Like, if you don't want to be here, we don't want you here. Yeah, I guess that's kind of where I'm at. But this tax fraud is crazy. The IRS needs to, I know they overhaul it all the time, but it really needs a deep overhaul, or even just get rid of it. At this point, do they serve any purpose other than just fucking people over?
Yeah, and if y'all have comments on this too, this is my last tidbit. I just got a phone with my buddy the other day, and he was telling me, whatever, he owns a few companies, and there was a lady in the company not doing her job, so he hadn't paid taxes since 2016. I died laughing because that's hilarious. Like,
Yeah.
that's crazy. Like, that's unheard of.
Yeah, he's gonna get nailed.
Yeah. So then he proceeds to tell me he owes them $80,000. He ended up spending $20,000 on a tax lawyer.
Yeah.
Who essentially just got the IRS to say, we'll forgive it, but you can't ever make another mistake again. This is a dude that is stimulating the economy. He's creating jobs. He owns this trucking thing. Like, he's sending goods across America to other Americans, and they acted like they were going to nail him to the cross. But then we got these guys up in Minnesota that I don't even know if they're citizens. I don't even know how that works, to be honest with you. And they're probably just gonna be like, oh, all right, sorry about that. You know, that's millions of dollars gone. Sorry. Like, it's weird that the guys that are trying hard to do the right thing are getting just completely obliterated. You know,
Who would have ever thought that the pathway to success is opening a fucking daycare in Minnesota? I mean, that's the one thing we all missed. Like, if I'd have known that we could have got millions of dollars a year, shit, we had a PB Playhouse in Minnesota somewhere. You know what I mean? And come learn how to hijack ships and shit. You know, and build beachside bungalows and fortified fucking places and so forth. Like, who knew that you could get millions of dollars for that?
We haven't even scratched the surface here. Like, think about how much fraud there's actually going on. Like,
these are just things that they're willing to admit. And so I'll admit, I haven't been a fan of IRS for a while because they've been chasing after my ass. And I finally, got them all squared away where they actually owe me money now. So now I fucking harass them, fight they harass me, because that only seems fair, right?
Matt, do you remember the time you called him and told him that you identified as a retired male, retire-age male?
That was Social Security.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I want to go and get my Social Security benefits. If you can press that, hey, there's, you can be whatever fucking gender or whatever the fuck you want to be in this country, right? Yeah. So I was like, hey, I identify as a 65-year-old fucking retired male. I want my Social Security. Let me tell you, the government doesn't really believe that shit. When you call them and you fucking tell them that's why I am, they don't believe you. So it's good, that they speak that for everyone else to believe, but they don't believe it internally because they're not sending me my Social Security benefits.
so you're saying if I call and say I'm a Somali daycare owner, they're not going to send me some money over?
They may. I don't know.
I guess it's worth a shot.
Call Watts. I'm sure I can find his phone number. We can call him. That's actually what we should do. Maybe next episode, let's find his phone number and see if we can call him. And see if we can call him? Yeah. Well, no, I mean, just listen, if he says yes, then I'm going to fucking do it. If he says, yeah, I'll fund you a couple $1 million if you do it, then I'm like, shit, I'll be out there tomorrow. But a shed, right? Yeah, pack all these little bastards.
Is it
Depot sheds?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Are people really driving in front of his house calling him a retard? Is that true, or is that?
I don't know, but they should.
I hope they
It
are.
makes you wonder, okay, listen, if that's happening in Minnesota right now, just imagine if that asshole was vice president. If Kamala would have won, he'd have been vice president. Like, how bad would it have been then? Like, because none of this shit would have got exposed. They would have thrown all this under the carpet, and no one would have ever known. And Omar, I don't know, maybe she didn't marry her brother or whatever. I don't know. That's a whole weird situation. We're going to dive into that. But, it's kind of like the Mexico thing. I'll tell you, years and years ago, the tourism board in Cancun was a potential client of mine. I had some conversations with them. And there's no doubt that those guys, the government, they're all in on these cartels. Right? That's like one faction. And I don't think this is any different. These guys know exactly what the fuck was going on, and they were profiting off it somehow. Because look what they're spending money on. Wire transfers over to East Africa, and some other places. Cash, jewelry, cars, houses. I almost said it. Typical fucking black person.
You did say it just now.
Yeah.
I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah. Yeah, you ever drive by the trailer? Like, they live in the fucking trailer, but they got a brand new fucking Benz out there with some nice trims. And, the car's worth more than the trailer they're living in.
Property taxes are a bitch.
Yeah. I mean, I don't understand. So, there you go. All right. Final topic. Simon's going to take lead here because I don't understand who believes this shit anyway.
You don't believe it?
Conspiracy theory, flat earth.
Are you still on board with flat Earth, or have you come to terms with it? Or
Well, let's start how you even came upon that. Yeah, hey, the Earth is flat. That's
I've heard good, but it's compelling. It is compelling. I'm not gonna with the airplanes and the firmament and all. Is that kind of some of the stuff you had on board here?
Yeah, some of it. I mean, what do you think it's a globe? You guys think we're on a ball?
As of now, I haven't been able to undo that belief. Yes.
How it started, I guess, it was during COVID, I think. I think everyone during COVID was digging into conspiracies. I think that's just like,
QAnon got rich.
yeah, you could have told me anything. Yeah, they're all reptiles. Tim Waltz is a reptile.
Were you on the vaccine when you started thinking about this? Was it vaccine driven? No, or was it prior to vaccine? Yeah.
So I actually started training at 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu out in Denver, and the trainer there, or the main guy, Eddie, he's always on Joe Rogan talking about flat Earth. So I was like, you know, kind of delving into it. I'm like, let's check this out. So I started watching some documentaries, and I will say, as of right now, do I know that do I know if the Earth is flat? I don't know, but I also don't know that it's a globe. One thing you have to realize, and I think what really drew me towards it, is you got to realize that NASA's bullshit.
Yeah, I do agree we didn't go to the moon. I'm assuming you don't believe that.
Yeah, once you start breaking,
Yes or no?
Yeah, I'm not sure on that one, but I think that the firmament, I think it's like half of a globe. So like flat with the half globe. So we got fisheye type lens in there.
You know where the moon is, right? The moon's up.
It looks flat from here.
Oh, yeah.
what I want to see is I want to see someone take a basketball and make water stick to it. Can we do that on a smaller level? Is that possible?
To say that gravity would hold something to something that's spinning.
Put it in a vacuum. Whatever. These scientists, they can do freaking anything. Show me a mini model where you take a basketball or something, some kind of round object, and make water stick to it. Spin it, do all that crap.
That's an interesting theory. I didn't think about that.
Right?
It's It is
I mean, and just think about like the bull crap that they told us in school. Yeah, the Earth's spinning, and it's spinning like millions of miles per hour.
Yeah.
And then it's also spinning around the Earth that's also spinning, and the universe is spinning. And it's like, when you think about it, it's like, man, that could be a bunch of bullshit. And then you think about the moon landing. They lied to us about the moon landing. Why aren't they going to lie to us about this?
everything else, yeah.
Am I convincing you guys?
Well, listen, the whole water thing is interesting because at some point, like, the water's going to be upside down, right? And it's not pouring.
It's gonna run down. Is what you're saying?
No, I mean, you got to think, if you have a ball and it's spinning, at some point, there's going to be some body of water that's going to be upside down, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean,
What do you think, Dunk?
I'm retarded. Okay, I'm no different than Tim Walls, but
I think you got to think of this on like a scale.
Just
I think you have to be. I think you have to be a complete retard to accept this. But I mean, there's a lot of things that like make you think, and I think a lot of it too, because a lot of flat Earth stuff, it goes into Antarctica, and when you look into like some of the history in Antarctica, even like the interest that like Hitler and the Nazis had with Antarctica, like, what's going on there? You know?
I've heard, and I don't know if this is what you're getting at, but I've heard that they can trigger natural disasters for the Antarctica.
shit.
Yeah. I do. I feel like I have a easier time believing that than flat Earth right now. I don't know why. I mean, it seems like it'd probably be easier to believe flat Earth than Antarctica being like a superpower. But yeah, that is crazy. The Antarctica.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and think about it. Like, let's say you didn't go to school, right? Like, you just got put on this Earth. Would you ever be like, what does your gut instinct tell you?
Flat. Yeah. My gut is flat. I mean, I've been in tall buildings and I can see the curvature of the Earth over the ocean. So I don't know.
You said you could see the curvature.
Of what?
Can you?
Yeah, because well, this is how I justify it, whether it's true or not.
And I just,
Trail on the-
before you answer this, I just want to say that Casey homeschools his kids, right? So
Go teach your kids.
this is going to be fucking important, right? So I always like to have this motherfucker teaching you.
You're gonna be like,
Dude, you said it was round because you don't think it is.
The only reason I'm bringing that up is because even who's that one science bitch? Neil deGrasse Tyson, right?
Oh yeah.
He's a real popular one. Neil deGrasse Tyson. He says like you can't see the curvature from like the tallest building. I'm pretty sure he said that. Correct me if I'm wrong. All right. And then the other thing, that guy pisses me off. He irks me because he's such a smug asshole. But freaking yeah. There was a clip of him saying, because someone asked him, well, like, how can you prove that the Earth is round? And he's like, oh, it's real simple. It's because of gravity. But then there's another clip of them asking him, like, what's gravity? And he's like, no one knows. I'm like, What?
Yeah, he undid himself.
Yeah. So, and like, he's such a fake, like, smart guy. Like, he's just for TV and stuff. But, I'm not. He's probably smart. I don't know. Don't come after me, Neil. I don't want the black scientist community coming after me.
Well, there's only one of those. Don't worry about that.
Well, we don't know what we're funding Somalis.
Yeah. And they're pissed because they just want to open daycare centers. They fucking read it up. We just skipped all this school and just open fucking daycare centers. Not even spelled daycare right. And still get fucking millions of dollars.
Imagine all the guys, like, they're like uncles and stuff that were the types to board ships, and they're like, you guys are doing what?
Yeah.
Didn't even get on a boat, you know? Like,
Yeah.
they're kind of like, you guys are just scamming. You're not even doing any hard work.
Yeah.
And then back to the flat Earth thing, but I mean, we're talking about fraud and stuff. Like, I think NASA's one of the biggest scammers out there. Like, NASA's like, what do these assholes do all day? Like, you're not fucking sending anyone to the moon. Like, this isn't Star Wars.
I don't understand why the moon's so important.
Well, how old were you? Were you around when they landed on the moon?
Kind of know.
I don't know.
What was the question?
When did they do that?
When were you born?
69, right?
76.
Okay. Okay.
No, I was
think
born in
so.
76. I don't know.
I don't know. We're a bunch of retards, but I talked to.
Yeah, this ain't gonna work.
Like, so when I was working my other job, I was working construction. I had this coworker, and he was like,
Dollar.
he was alive, like, when they went to the moon. Like, he was in, like, freaking, I don't know, high school or middle school or something. But I was like, what was that like? And he's like, man, like, I thought by now we'd be having, like, vacations off to the moon and stuff, you know? And, like, if you think about it, it's like, how did we rapidly accelerate to where and think about it, NASA started in, like, the 50s, like, the late 50s. And you're telling me that, like, within a decade, we were able to go to the moon, and now we can't do shit?
We haven't been back since. And we were in a beef with Russia. It was like the race to the moon, and we couldn't let them win. There's a lot of incentive for us to pretend we went there. That's the whole Cold War situation. Like, there was a lot going on in the country.
So you think it was like, oh, a false flag? Just to say we won?
I mean, Rocky IV was a propaganda film. That was just to stick it to the Russians.
Yeah.
But that's the best Rocky, though. I'll go on record with that.
You think Rocky really outran that fucking Mercedes when he's out running? Okay. With us, though? Yeah.
You can outrun a car in the snow, you're a tank.
I mean, that's a perfect propaganda
Because
film.
Rocky's been on the last couple of days. Like, I always watch Rocky, right? Because, like, you know,
You have to.
but it's still, yeah, it's whatever. But yeah, let me go on this little tangent here before we wrap. I've been watching. I get these clips of on my TikTok of like the 90-Day Fiance things. It's interesting because you got these like fucking dweebs, right? That meet these ladies overseas, and then they go over there to court them and this and that, you know. And I'm like, all right, fuck it, I'll bite, right? Because I can see the comedy coming. You're just gonna watch, right? If you watch, it will come. If you build it, it will come, right? It's kind of the same deal. And so I was watching the show the other day, and like this fucking guy, he was like, "Oh, I've been to Ukraine 7 times, still haven't met her yet, because like one time she had to babysit, and she couldn't meet, right?" And I'm like, you know, this that, right? So 7 times he's been back and forth, right? And one time, oh, she had emergency surgery. They just so happened to be the fucking time the guy shows up, right, in the Ukraine. Now that's a long way to go back and forth. How bad is this dude's life? You know what I mean? Where you got to go to Ukraine 7 times to try and meet a chick that keeps blowing you off. Like, you get blown off in a whole different fucking continent. Like, they see right that you're a fucking shitbag all the way over to Ukraine. And that's a war-torn place, you know? So finally, he went over there and met her. And on the 8th time, eight times a wonder. But I was like, man, like, he spent all this money. And you don't know if you're getting scammed or what.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. Like, and it's not like, you know, it's these people do that. They go to Philippines and like, oh, meet some fucking Filipino chick and blah, blah, blah. Like, who does that? You know, but it's like watching a train wreck, right? You can't turn away because, like, you know, this shit's it's definitely not going to be what it should be, right? So you know it's coming. You just got to sit there and give it time to materialize and to watch. But there's always going to be something, you know, off. And, yeah, so that's my latest kick is watching those things, because it's even better when they come over here. Like, hey, fucking move them over here. And then they start bitching about life over here. And, you know, they hook up with some guy who's cheap as shit. And yeah, then they're all fucking somebody else here, and it's a wild ride.
I've been on that show for like 10 years with my wife.
Yeah,
We love that freaking
this
show.
is crazy, isn't it?
Dude, there's this one dude from Nigeria. The Nigerians are the funniest because
yeah.
they're all scammers. And they'll get like some old white bitch to like bring them over.
Yeah,
And there was this one chick, like she was from South Georgia, and she just smokes cigarettes, drinks nothing but Coca-Cola, like just
Yeah.
nasty.
yeah, living life.
And she brought this dude over, and he was like out the door within 2 days after he got his
fucking can't
paperwork.
take it,
He was
yeah.
like, "I'm gone."
Yeah, the other good one is the ones that get out of fucking jail, right? When the chicks get out of jail, and these dudes like they start writing them letters like years and years before they get out of jail, and they're sitting outside the jail in their best suit and fucking flowers, right? I saw this one. This dude, he was like, I talked to this chick for 5 years, and said she wanted a steak, and he rented a limo and all this other shit, right? And went and got her fucking steak and everything else, and he's all dressed in a suit with flowers. He's got the fucking steak and potatoes and limo, and her family shows up with the ex-boyfriend that got her thrown in jail. And she just walked off with him and fucking left you there after all these years. And I'm like, and the limo driver was like, man, you have to pay me regardless, man. It was a fucking Hummer limo. Like, he had all decked out. He was like, no, fuck this. I mean, like, you still owe me for this limo. This steak and shit. So at the end, it was just him and the limo driver sitting there eating the goddamn meal together because the lady left with the same person got all locked up.
Oh my
And I'm like, man, these things are like train wrecks. It's great.
Yeah, I know, you can't help but watch.
Yeah. Or
You gotta eat the trash, man.
yeah, or like, hey, someone's supposed to be out of jail like 2 weeks ago, and they're like caught MIA, and they're not in jail anymore, but they're fucking on a bender somewhere.
Your algorithm is probably hilarious.
It's crazy. I get some wild shit on there. I started signing you up for the other day on Jewish
Christian mingle or something.
it was like Jewish singles.
Oh man,
Yeah, I was gonna put your picture up there and say it's a nice little
Dude.
Jewish guy, and
Jewish people own the world. I think.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to help you out.
No, I think they own the world.
Oh, we're gonna get canceled now. You can't talk about the big J's.
Weird, right? If you do get canceled, it kind of makes you wonder who's in charge. Right?
Yeah.
Miami, dude, they own all of it.
I would do. Our bank accounts are gonna be frozen.
Yeah, it won't be the first time.
Anyway, it goes through. Did my application go through?
Well, I was trying to find a picture of the like a headshot where I could put it on there and advertise this for you, and tie it to your email so you get all the responses. Like, so I don't know. I still may, just to sign you up for it.
Tell us about your Christmas.
Oh fuck. We'll do that in another episode. Actually, how was your holiday? I didn't get since you haven't called me in so long. You don't even text me.
It's because your back is broken and you can't come do anything. We had a good holiday. Thanks for asking.
I mean, you live right the street, and I ain't hear from you.
Yeah. Yeah, we did. It was good. Everything went smooth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to my mom's house, hung out.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did you guys have parties at the house?
Yeah, for you.
Yeah.
We didn't invite you.
I know. That's all I'm asking. Like, where the fuck did I get doing
No, you don't like parties. You hate party. He'll show up and like joke with two people for 15 minutes, and then you will not.
Pet the dog and then leave.
That's it. That's exactly it.
Wait, so you live down the street from him?
Yeah.
Is it weird that like you look out your window and there's a dude bending over in his front yard?
Oh.
Yeah.
Or it's even funnier when you guys show up and it's like a bunch of dudes in like dark, like it basically looks like a SWAT van, and y'all just get out and there's a dogfight in the front. Not dogfight, actually, NSA. It's more like, dog training, but it is so funny.
I just, I wanted to just be transparent. Like, I knew you had parties, and I knew I didn't get no invites, so I just wanted to bring it up to see what the fuck's going on. Like, was that your doing, or was that B?
It's like,
So here's the thing.
it's mostly like people you.
He doesn't like any of Casey's friends.
What? That's not true.
His significant other is not a fan of any of us because we're all fucking degenerates. And she thinks that we all bring Casey down. And
True.
that's probably why.
I don't think so.
See, that's not a no. That's not a
I'm
no.
bragging on you. I've never said, do you like Matt? That'd be a weird question to ask my wife.
No, I mean, I think it'd be a valid one. Like, cause I asked her, I was like, yeah, Casey's a good dude, right? Oh, yeah, he's a good dude. Yeah.
Maybe because I'm a good dude.
Yeah. That's always a tell.
Yeah. But like, no, Casey doesn't never do that. Like, you know, she don't like any of his friends.
That's rough.
So that's why we never get invites to anything. They're like,
You guys are invited all the time. I don't want to hear it.
so anyway, my holiday was waiting for Casey to invite me to a fucking cookie party. Well, I didn't ever get that. So I just sat there and did nothing. I have my own fucking cookies. Fuck you and your cookies. I'm gonna come shit in your yard next time. There's gonna be a party.
I offered you a cookie at lunch today, and everyone turned it down.
Casey, there's somebody there sitting in your front row. But it's just bad.
He's bad. Probably help everybody. The grass grow, dude. Make the phone grow.
Yeah.
When
Some
Duncan.
nitrogen in that unit.
Yeah, just call me Zohan while I'm out there sitting in your grass. Yeah, what is the name of the game from Big Zohan?
Are you talking about the Adam Sandler movie?
Yeah, that's what I thought immediately.
Yeah.
I heard his name.
Don't mess with the Zohan.
Fortune teller machine thing.
Yeah, the movie Big with Tom Hanks. Remember where he goes from like a kid to an adult? Was it Zohan?
I think it was a magical or whatever Zohan.
Yeah, so he knows. Fucking Rob knows.
I was thinking Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
White, Jewish.
Yeah. Or Zoltan.
He's one of the good guys.
Where's my cards?
Zoltan.
Yeah.
It was Zoltan. Yeah.
From Dude, Where's My Car?
That's what it was out in the parking lot.
So. What?
Your car.
The movie. Dude, Where's My Car?
It's out in the parking lot.
All right, that's wrap. Thanks for joining. Remember to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Thanks. Peace.